You are listening to Ursa Acorn Radio, HANradio.com. You're watching it on the HAN network. And with Marty Hersum, I'm Rob Adams. And Betsy Turner has joined us, Marty.
She sure has, from long ago, far away gallery here in Manchester. And an interesting milestone is about to happen tomorrow. Why don't you tell us about that?
Tomorrow is the 29th anniversary of us opening the gallery in Manchester.
Gosh.
Same location, 29 years. So
That's a rarity.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
it is pretty nice.
So tell us how you got started in it, and then I'd love to hear the 29 years of evolution.
Well, my husband's family were one of the first dealers of Eskimo art in Canada in the 1940s, and he and I decided to settle in southern Vermont, and we always wanted to start our own store, so we got it going and wanted native art from all over the country, and we also supplement that with gift lines, and we represent some Vermont artists as well.
Right. So when we're talking about Native American art, can you define that a little beyond the obvious?
Well, it's a huge field. We specialize in jewelry from the Southwest. We don't do Pueblo pottery so much anymore, but we do a lot. Our real concentration is on jewelry and the Arctic work, which involves work from Canada, from Alaska, from all over, and we actually are the only gallery in the country actively representing the artist Denise Wallace and her daughter Dawn Wallace, who are both Aleut artists from Alaska.
No kidding.
Very well known.
Wow.
Yeah. So it sort of evolved into that.
So you get into this, and then the whole, when you say evolve, the whole evolution of the business, and you say you're not into I'm sorry, Pueblo pottery?
Yeah, we did that in the beginning, but we've sort of evolved. We both always felt like our real love was work from the Arctic, because it's what I was attracted to as a child as a tourist in my in-laws' store, and my husband grew up with it. And, we've been working with those people for 29 years, his family since the 1940s.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
There have to have been some changes over the years. What has changed in 29 years?
Well, Manchester's kind of evolved. I would say it used to be that weekends in Manchester were packed.
Yeah.
And we hit a point about 10 or 15 years ago where a lot of people stayed away on weekends and came during the week because they didn't want to hit the crowds. And so we find that Manchester isn't quite as crowded as it used to be on weekends because more people are traveling during the week to come visit our town. I think it's evolving more back to a mom and pop business kind of town, away from outlets so much, although we still do have outlets.
Sure. Yeah, and I've noticed that myself. It's the first time I've been in Manchester probably in, I'm going to venture to say 15 years. And I do remember the large number of outlet stores, and you're right, I sense more of a community mom and pop again.
Yeah, although it is hard for people like my husband and myself to start a business these days with rents as high as they are.
Sure.
And we basically got going on a shoestring.
Yeah.
And that would be pretty hard to do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure would.
If not impossible.
Yeah. Now, so talk about the, obviously, as you've evolved, the part of doing business as a gallery with your particular niche online.
That's very important to us.
Right.
And with our niche, the thing about, for example, Eskimo art, Inuit art is the more galleries there are, the more people learn about the art form. And we've seen, since 2008, we've seen a lot of places close.
Yeah.
And it would really be our desire to have more dealers open just to educate more collectors about it.
Right.
And online with art, it's wonderful because every piece is unique. So there might be 10 galleries selling Inuit art online. There are a lot more than that, actually. But every piece is unique. So I might have a bear by an artist named Ashevik Tunili. There might be 30 of his bears online, but I might have the one the people want.
Right.
And you really have to go beyond the walls of your business.
Yeah, sure.
And really
especially
keep your
since
eyes
it's
out there.
very seasonal here.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
So it's really helped.
And so, just sort of broad strokes. I mean, how much of your business is done online?
Probably 40%.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
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 When it comes to big ticket items, we have many, many customers that have never set foot in the gallery.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Especially for specialty things like Denise Wallace jewelry.
Uh-huh.
You can't get it anywhere else.
Right.
So.
is traveling the country to see, some of what else is out there, or to acquire pieces, is that all part of what goes into this kind of a position?
Sure it is. We travel to Canada a lot. We do things like, for example, in a couple weeks I'm going to Santa Fe Indian Market because there will be couple thousand artists there.
Yeah.
So it saves me a lot of legwork,
Sure.
a lot of traveling because they're all
absolutely.
there at the same time. It's a retail show, but I can meet with all these artists and see their best work and decide if I want them in my gallery and stuff like that. So that's great.
So that's a very interesting point, though. So you have to be able to go in and look at this massive amount of artwork and artists and discern.
It really boils down to your own taste.
Yeah.
And there are a whole lot of people out there who don't have similar taste to us, and there are people that do. When you're a mom and pop business like we are, it really boils down to your own personal taste.
And
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes you've got great taste, and sometimes it's
sometimes we all bomb.
Yeah.
Is that a stressful part of the because you'll go and you'll acquire.
Well, you're speculating.
You're speculating.
It's like any business.
Yeah.
My in-laws' store has been on an island in northern Ontario since 1879. Same store.
My gosh.
Same location. And, they still make mistakes.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
that's a fascinating story.
Yeah. So they settled on this island at the top of Lake Huron called Manitoulin Island in 1879 and have had a store there ever since. My husband's brother runs it now, and brother and sister-in-law.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very unusual.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But you still make mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so do you ever have the artists in your gallery?
We do.
Yeah.
We 2 or 3 times a year we have artists come in the gallery. We have a Navajo woman named Artie Yellowhorse, who's a very well-known jewelry artist and designer who comes twice a year. About the first Tuesday in May and the second Tuesday in October, she does a trunk show in the gallery.
Nice.
So people watch for that. We post it on our website and our
Right.
Facebook page. So, yeah.
And so, how do you go about reaching out to people, and then how do people find you?
We've had more success advertising in national specialty magazines like the Smithsonian version of Indian art. They have an Indian art magazine, American Indian Art magazine, Southwest Art, places like that, because we're so specialized.
Yeah.
Right.
And when we first created a web presence in 1996, we advertised in those places, and just our client list, tripled because of that.
It's interesting. 1996. That's very forward thinking.
It was very early.
Yeah.
We were VT Web's first customer.
No kidding.
Oh.
Their first client.
Oh, no way. That's very cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And my husband does all the web maintenance now
Yeah.
and photography and everything. So
That's
we're lucky
tremendous.
he can do that.
Yeah.
Like if we had to pay somebody
Yeah,
to do that, it would be a different
Margins go out the
game.
window. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, we were his first client.
That's great.
That
So,
was pretty
and
cool.
then on your website, you did mention about educating people about what you do, and they can learn on your website.
Some, they can.
Yeah.
And we educate people in the gallery.
Right.
They walk in and see a sculpture and it's $3,000. Like, why is this?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Sure, yeah.
you describe the fact that these native people are chopping the rock out of a mountainside themselves, to great danger to themselves and their families, and they rough it out with axes, and some use power tools, some don't, but it's really an amazing way of
It
life.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
And it's at 4963 Main Street?
Yep, in the Green Mountain Village shops.
And how do people find you online?
www.longagoandfaraway.com.
Great. Betsy
Easy
Turner
enough.
from Long Ago Far Away Gallery here in Manchester.